I love practical effects films so much.
Yeah, it's just so much more satisfying when what you see on screen is actually tangible.
Exactly. I think that's one of the reasons why, apart from in Poltergeist, with a lot of the effects in that film, not the staircase scene, granted, but then you have the practical effects of things like Jaws, which was fantastic, brilliant. I mean, it looks a bit hokey, but I still love it. Addams Family, again.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry, I've just named the films I mentioned earlier. But I love practical effects.
Yeah. And Star Wars is a biggie, you know.
Of course, yeah. Indiana Jones, yes. But
You
yes,
know,
practical effects in this are really, really good.
Yeah. And, you know, it is just... There is no... because you know that if this was made today, all the spiders would be CGI. Because it's easier than having hundreds.
Well, look at Eight-Legged Freaks.
Yeah, it's easier than having hundreds of spiders, you know, sourcing them, wrangling them, you know, looking after them. But it just no way would be the same. The close-up, there's no comparison for all the close-up shots of the spiders and when they're coming through, you know, the door underneath the door and through the doorknob, and you know, there's the
TV in front of family ties. Yeah. Oh, brilliant!
Crawling on Michael J. Fox's face.
Which brings me on to what's your favourite scene?
So my favourite scene is the final showdown between Ross.
Yeah.
And the big mother.
Big Bob.
Big Bob.
That's what his name is.
Mother with 8 legs.
Yeah.
Just because it's so funny. I mean, it's a great standoff. It's a great kind of like final battle. But it is also very ridiculous because obviously he is more scared than he should be of, you know, what is a big spider, but, you know, is ultimately the size of his foot.
Yes.
With which he could stand on it.
Yes, and he handles it quite well.
He does. And, you know,
I even like the nice shot bit where he hits it with the wine bottle. He hits it with the nail gun.
Yeah. It's got a nice callback to, you know, the nail gun and the wine and everything. You know, not the chateau. It's just a satisfying kind of final showdown between, you know, the good guy and the big bad.
Yeah, it is good. And again, it's, kind of believable, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing, like I said earlier, there's nothing fantastical.
No, not really. Just a very crafty spider.
Yeah, I mean, it's Spielberg as well doing this, so, you know. My favourite scene is, oddly enough, Delbert's introduction. With the... Not harmonica in the room. I just thought that so brilliant.
Yeah.
And especially where the bits he turns around and says like, would anybody mind if I rip down this floor? And she'd say, I mind. Which, by the way, the mum from this film, Molly, I think her name is, played by Harley Jane Kozak. To me, she's the late 80s, 90s mum.
Yeah.
She was in Parenthood, Magic in the Water, the Canadian Nessie film.
Okay.
Have you ever heard that one?
No.
Yeah, she was also in like When Harry Met Sally, and I just remember her as being the 80s and 90s mum. You know, it's Delbert's introduction.
Fantastic. How about your favourite line?
So there's a few.
Okay.
My favourite was quite easy, where it's Delbert, where he turns around and says, rock and roll. You know, I just thought that was really good, but I'm not going to use that. I also like the kids in the back of the car when Ross Jennings turns around and says, there's some spiders out there, be careful, you know. And one of the girls goes, yo, Dr. Death. And I was just like, I like that. But mine is actually from Jeff Daniels, Ross Jennings, where he turns around and says, respect is fine, but actually I've always wanted to be feared. Which I quite like that.
Same.
What about you?
My favourite line comes from Bunny, who is their little mate that they meet when
You
they get
really wanted to talk about Bunny.
She's brilliant. She's such a great, cool little kid. Anyway, Ross says, they run off to play. His kids and Bunny run off to play. Ross says, "What do you want to bet they're going to go chase fireflies?" And then you hear Bunny saying, "Want to blow up a bullfrog?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's quite a fun line. Okay, so let's get on to some facts.
Woo-hoo.
I've only got a few. I can find loads for
I
this
hope
one.
they're all about spiders.
They are pretty much.
Yay!
The animatronic.
Animatronic?
That's what I said. General Spider, seen in the film's climax, was one of the earliest prop jobs done by Jamie Hyneman, who is the star and co-producer of Mythbusters.
Ah.
The small spiders used in the film were Avondale spiders, Delania cassandras, I guess. I can't pronounce it. I'm not Latin. A harness species from New Zealand that were provided by Landcare Research in Auckland. Despite their fierce appearance, these spiders are docile members of the crab spider family. So that's nice.
They're very cute, though.
The safety of the spiders was paramount throughout the entire production. So for one scene where Delbert, not a harmonica in the room, had to spray an arachnid with insecticide, I was about to say incesticide, brilliant, then squash it with his boot. The production went to an extreme measure. First a dummy spider was sprayed, then John Goodman donned a special boot with a hollowed out sole to squash that spider.
Wow.
The noise that you hear was actually just him crushing some crisps.
Oh.
This was the first film released under Disney's Hollywood Pictures label, which was created so that the studio could release more, let's say, adult-orientated films. Okay, I tried to come up with a list of Hollywood Pictures, and I strangely couldn't find it. Oh. I'm sure I just didn't look hard enough. During an interview, John Goodman let slip that while filming a long shot of the character driving in the exterminator truck with the other two characters, Jeff Daniels and Brian McNamara. Yeah, sure. Who I don't know, but apparently he's in loads of stuff. Steven Spielberg was sat in the passenger side footwell, out of view of the camera, and turned around to John Goodman and said, "Only we will know that I was here." The live spiders were housed separately in temperature-controlled areas. Since spiders can't be trained, basically what they did, they couldn't direct the spiders, could they? They can't control them. Right, spider number 427, if you'd like to go over to the left, please. What they did, they used vibrating wires on the floors so that the spiders wouldn't cross it. Also, they used lemon furniture wax, which apparently the spiders don't like. Sheriff Parsons leaves Jennings' barn to drive back to the mortuary and is not seen again. Stuart Pankin stated in an interview that his character was killed by a spider while driving and crashed his car. The scene was filmed but didn't make it into the final cut. And I will also say that the character of Milton Briggs, he was just vanished. He just up and vanished, didn't he? He didn't. Anyway, I would like to have seen a little bit more of those two characters. The sheriff did a fair bit, even though it was kind of comic relief. He was good.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like this film could have been a little bit longer than it was.
Yes.
You know, it could have.
But it's still so good.
It's great, and actually, that's kind of probably what makes it a better family horror is the running time.
Yeah.
It's
keeps the attention span.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I love how much care was taken over the spiders. Because well,
they got them from New Zealand.
Well, I know, but once they were there, it's not, 10 a penny, innit? But, I just like that they were so careful with them. And, as a person who will rescue a spider who's, got in the bath, can't climb out again, I appreciate that.
Good.
I'm glad to know that they were well looked after.
Good. I need to quickly state something.
Okay.
At the beginning of each episode, we say long forgotten classics that deserve a rewatch.
Yes.
on doing research, I noticed that this isn't really forgotten, and there's an awful lot of podcasts and YouTube channels that have reviewed this film. So I'm sorry, I can name a few other podcasts that have done them more famous than we are. Those are Dead Meat, Cult Film Review, The Horror Virgin, who these are all podcasts that are listened to and get thousands of downloads per second.
Well, I didn't know.
I admit I didn't either. But I will say that if you have recently seen it, good for you. If you haven't, this is a film which I personally would purchase, because it's one of those films you can put on whenever.
Yeah, it's really good. You know,
unless you're scared of spiders, in
and
which
then
don't
you
watch
should
this.
watch it because therapy.
Well, or you could just watch something else, like, I don't know, Hook. I don't know. First film that popped into my head.
Or It, unless you have coulrophobia.
Yeah, or something. I couldn't think of a phobia.
Jaws, unless you have fish phobia.
Phinophobia.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
No, I don't have a phobia.
I'm not Latin.
Maybe slugs.
Or agoraphobia. Is that where you're scared of people? Or
that's where you're scared of
outside.
Going outside.
Yeah.
Wide open spaces.
Yeah.
Claustrophobia.
So,
don't watch Buried.
Yes. Ryan Reynolds versus the ground. You're
Anyway,
welcome, Emma.
But you should watch Arachnophobia.
You should. It is good.
Mm-hmm.
Give me some links, Freya, or you don't get any treats.
You can email us on fullmoviepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at fullmoviepoduk.
Mm-hmm.
And on Instagram, we are at fullmoviepodcast.
Not a harmonica in the room. So yes, send us a message. Say, hey guys, what up? And we'll go, not much.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're not up to much.
No, we're not.
You know.
But yes, rate and review us, follow us, you know.
Well, not literally.
Not literally.
Because that's weird.
Yeah. Unless we're in a parade or something. Then it's fine.
Have we got a parade coming up?
Not that I know of.
Son of a...
So what is our next episode?
We are doing an action film.
Ooh.
With Nicolas Cage.
Ah.
Yeah, that piqued your interest. And John Travolta.
Ah.
We are doing 1997's Face Off.
Hooray!
Face Off.
That's good. I'm looking forward to that. I can't remember that film at all.
Well, it's a good thing that's the whole point of this podcast.
Indeed.
So until Sunday, have a good one and toodles.
Bye.
Again, we can do one of those little spoiler things.
Oh, yeah.
Because, A, I heard that people like it.
Oh.
And B, it gives me a chance to go... Not a harmonica in the room.
We'll make it quick because the cats have come in.
Oh, God. Well, at least it's better than a spider. Could you imagine if a spider opened the door?
Uh-huh.
Hello there.
What's that on your head?
Hair gel?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't got any hair. I don't know why I said hair gel. I'm bald. Bald as they come. Yeah. Hey, cat. Not a harmonica in the room.
Are you done?
Wait. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, good.
I could go on.
No, don't.
Okay. Not a harmonica in the room.